Earlier this week, we had an episode where we focused on how to make things happen, how to do the impossible, how to become someone of significance, and the message was very clear: just take action. And today we're going to talk about the actions that you can take so that you can build momentum. Remember, my uncle would be like, Vante, pick up that hammer and get to work. And you can do it right now, today, at this moment. So stay tuned for another episode of Word of the Week Wednesday at MoActionTV. MoAction. 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 TV. So let's focus on my 3 proven ways how to build momentum in your life today, where I'm going to share just a couple quick stories, some good points, and today I'm going to bring it through the lens of a construction worker. Why? Because that's what I do day to day. I'm a construction manager. If you're unfamiliar with what I do, I'm an engineer, so I do submittals, RFIs, and a bunch of the paperwork. So I'm not physically out in the field, but once upon a time I was out there. Wow, momentum is something, and I mean, it's like a domino effect. Either you're pulling out dominoes so that your dominoes aren't going and hitting one another, or maybe it's just clicking in your life. I don't know what it is, but I just know it's feeling something special. I have a special feeling about Christmas, special feeling about New Year's, special feeling about 2018. I hope that you are feeling the same way as we start to look ahead and start thinking about what are we going to do in 2018. We're Millennials of Action, and we really want to get a lot done. The first proven way to build momentum is by preparing for a strong foundation. And what I mean by this is, I don't know if you've ever seen a construction site before the structure was being built. I know to some people, you see us hauling out tons of dirt, and then we're hauling back in tons and tons of dirt. And you're like, what's going on? They're only replacing dirt with more dirt. What can be causing this? Well, let me explain. The structural engineer knows that the existing dirt is just not adequate. It's not the right material. It's not stable for this new foundation. So as you start coming and thinking about 2018, I want you to think about your foundation and what you can do right now to ensure that you're starting off strong when 2018 and New Year's come around. We also did another episode where we were talking about habits, but here's a habit that we do as construction workers. We replace dirt with more dirt. It sounds simple as that, and it is simple as that, and it's simple as that with you too. The habits that you have is the bad dirt. You know, some of us have very unhealthy habits, and it's just not suitable for the future us, and we know it. But it's hard to get rid of a habit. And I've learned through the years the easiest way is to do what those construction workers do. They replace bad dirt with good dirt. So I challenge you to think about your unhealthy habits in your life and find out ways how you can replace that unhealthy habit with something better, something more beneficial to your life. Why? Because whether you know it or not, you're going to find a way to spend all 24 hours in your day. Whether that's sleeping in, and I also did an episode where we talked about the problems with sleeping in, or maybe it's hitting that refrigerator at the wrong time. We all have some bad habits, but as we start thinking to 2018, let's focus on the good habits, the healthy habits that we can build as we go into the year, because I think the next 21 days can really challenge us as we start preparing for that strong foundation that we really want in 2018. The next proven method in the eyes or the lens of a construction worker is, how do you build a building? One brick at a time. My superintendent used to say, Vante, Vante, if it's not scheduled, it's not getting done. And I never knew what that meant because I was like, man, my subs are good subs. They're going to get it done. They know exactly what they're doing. And then time went by and I looked at the schedule and it said, man, anything that's not on there, he was right. I can just see him. Yeah, you see, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. And I'll just laugh and be like, yeah, that's why you're in the industry for 20 years. And I'm a young one. But as time goes on, I learn where if you don't schedule things, and that doesn't only go for me in the construction field, but it also goes with you in your life. I found myself having a hard time early on when I was trying to start being a YouTuber and being a content creator here at Millennials of Action. MoActionTV was trying to find a way to check off all the things on my to-do list and produce content. I mean, my list was like overwhelming. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to tackle all this thing. But then I learned over the past 3 weeks as I'm trying to build momentum going into 2018 is if I schedule it, I have a higher likelihood of getting it done. And that's in fact what I'm doing right now. This show is scheduled. And although I didn't like the original video, I deleted it and I told myself since I scheduled it, I got to get it done. Why? Because I'm taking more action and I'm building momentum right now. My final and last point of the day, number 3 out of the 3 steps, 3 ways proven to build momentum through the eyes of a construction tradesman. So the last point is to understand that you are only as good as the tools around you. Just think, if your only tool was a hammer, wouldn't you see every problem as a nail? I want you to really think about it if you have a couple seconds. Maybe I should just wait. I hope that was enough time for you to actually think about the question. My response to that is we need to really think and arm ourselves with as many tools and as many meaningful relationships as we can going into 2018. Why? Because the more skills you have, the more well-rounded you are. And that's what I learned. I learned that through sports. If I can run, catch, and throw, I'll be on the field no matter what. They say the cream rises to the top, and because I have all these skills, I'm going to rise. And one thing is the meaningful relations. When most people go out there searching for people to be meaningful in their life, they always search towards the top. Why? Because you might as well learn from someone who's already done it. But I like to tell and advise people you should actually focus on being the middleman. And what I mean by that is you have a lot of mentors above you, some right on the side of you, and then some right below you. Because each of those people give you a different lens. Like, you know, those construction goggles that I'm talking about all throughout this video. Each and every level gives you a different lens. The person that's done it before, they can show you and manipulate you in ways to help you see what they have already been through so that you don't make that mistake. The people on the side of you, they're in the same fight as you, so they got lots of ideas. And not all of those ideas may be right, but they got lots of them. So when you're thinking about idea, running it by them, people that's in the fight with you, you can shape your idea to something else and have another thought come to your mind that you didn't have earlier. And then lower relationships, I love these because to me these are the most fun, because when you try to help someone learn something, it's a challenge. And I learned this through big brothers, big sisters. I had a little, and this kid, he didn't see me as an athlete, like a good athlete. And I played lots of downs at the collegiate level. But he was like, you didn't go to the NFL. You're not nothing. And it was, I remember when my actual little brothers did this, and I used to draw a line in the sand and say, well, realize that I played on Saturday nights for a reason. Try to get across this line if you want to. and a lot of them can never do it. But my little, I couldn't do those strategies, so I had to use creative ways and actually use some of my tools, use some of my friends, use some of my stories that I know growing up. And it really challenged me in ways, and it taught me a lot more than I was expecting. Which I think that's why it's important to essentially be the middleman when it comes to building relationships. You got to build ones above you, right in level, so you can feel the shakiness that they're feeling on the side of you, your peers, and then also those below and haven't did anything yet, because they ask lots of questions. They look up to you because you're a millennial of action, and today you've just learned my 3 proven ways to build momentum going into 2018. So please share this video, help inspire someone else. I'm gonna bring